Please welcome to the stage, Midori.
Hey, y'all. Okay, I was backstage trying desperately to maybe, mac out with Mr. Savage back there, but probably have some coffee with him in Seattle. That'll do. Okay. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to ask for your support tonight because I'm kind of sick. Not that way. I know I'm sick that way. I'm always sick that way. I have a head cold. And I woke up feeling like, the Acme anvil landed on my head. So I am trying to take that anvil off my head and tell you a little story. So if I'm a little bit scattered, if I'm a little airheady, be nice, okay? But I want to tell you something that I've actually never told in public. And it's a little, there were all these amazing, heroic, amazing stories, right? And it's just a little tiny thing that happened years ago in a little tiny way, in a little tiny dungeon, in a little tiny city, to a little tiny Asian American girl. And it was a little tiny moment in the history of all pervdom, but it was kind of personally significant for me. So, you mind? Okay, so it's about the first time I tried really rope topping. I mean, like, first time. So it wasn't like big performance. Annie hurt you so much. Howie, it wasn't the big. And boy, my mind is tired just thinking of that one. But yeah, it was just a little tiny moment, and. San Francisco's been good to me. I came here in the latter days of the waning days of the pandemic, right? The dark clouds of death still hanging over us. But then there's this, like, spring sprouts, this beautiful, beautiful energy coming up of sex positivity. We didn't even have a name for it, right? And Carol and Robert, damn, kind of Pied Piper of weirdos and perverts. So anyhow, I was experimenting and I was being a rampant trisexual. I'll try it. I will try it, damn it. So I was trying it. I was trisexualing my way across town. And we're talking somewhere near a quarter of a century back. So don't got no internet. Don't have no Craigslist. You go to places, you get flyers, you get a word of mouth, you try to explore some things. Remember some of those days? Some of us, okay? Right, so I go to places, pick up flyers, then try to go to places, put on cute outfits, and like try to push the shy away and show up. But if I have a cute outfit on, people talk to me, and I feel really strangely powerful. So, yeah, I was a rampant trisexual, and I was doing this and that, and I was mostly a do-me pillow queen. I own my do-me pillow queenness, do me in all sorts of ways, because I am an experience gatherer. Do me, okay? I was getting done, fine and dandy. And let's see, somewhere along the way, some interest started popping up about maybe doing the wacky pokey bindy things and the fucky things that was being done onto me. Seemed only fair, but it seemed so technically complicated and stuff. It's just easier to lay back and get wacky pokey bindy fucky. I like the wacky pokey bindy fucky receiving things. But, I'm an adventurer, so I'll give it a try. I started hanging out at sleazy little bars and places like, y'all remember when Bondage at Go-Go first started? Some of y'all remember that day? Okay? Like, you could, if you got handcuffed to the bar, you get free drinks. Fire marshals caught up on that one real fast. Oh, then there was Daisy, the 15-foot snake that I performed with. But that's another story. So yeah, I started to figure out the wacky pokey bindy things, and I learned how to do the wacky thing, and figured out how to do the floggy thing, and I learned from a fabulous 7-foot tall drag queen, God's girlfriend, rest in peace. Okay. So I learned the wacky thing, and I was liking getting tied up and shit, right? And I had all these fabulous people that were tying me up. Throw a few names out. Some of y'all might recognize a Lou, a Kay, a Wolf, an Ann. Maybe some of you all might know, but some of you all might not. These are names that have disappeared because they were quiet, private people. So one night, the boy that I was hanging out at the time, he and I went to a play party at a little dungeon on the edge of town in a residential area. From the outside, it looked like a shabby 3-story house, ordinary. Inside, it was basement to attic, all sorts of perversion and taboo rooms, every possible way in which a room could be perverted. Nothing was to code. But in case of an earthquake, I wanted to be under that bondage frame. House would fall down, bondage frame would still be there. I'm just saying. Anyhow, so I had a play date there, and he shyly asked if I might top him, like with bondage. At that point, I assessed, I am Japanese, therefore I should be able to tie anything. Okay, I'm trisexual. So on the way to the dungeon, any of you out there know which dungeon I'm talking about? Some of you might remember. Hey, Howie, you should. Yeah, man, that's the place. Yeah, I figured you'd know. I think I ran into you there. How would you know? Your eyes were closed. So anyhow, we were all eager, and I'm like all sorts of nervous. Right? Oh my God, I'm gonna tie him. Oh shit. I have no idea how to do this because usually my eyes are shut when it's happening to me. So on the way to the dungeon, we swing by a hardware store and pick up one of those, plastic wrap cords of cotton laundry line. By the way, during Rope Dojo, I fully tell people, do not use cotton laundry line. Now you know why. So, get to the play party, and I've got him cuffed in leather cuffs between the 2 pillars in the basement. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And he's all there, and 6'2", muscle, huge cock, handsome lad. Okay. And me in my cute little outfit, and a plastic wrap 100 feet of laundry line. Rustle, rip open. And he's straining against his restraint, looking at me in lust and eagerness and anticipation. Then I start to open it. And out of my corner of my eye, on the stairwell, I notice a peanut gallery of my tops. All my fucking tops. All sitting there going, let's see how the little one does. You go, baby. Baby's growing up. Rustle. Open the plastic container, and the string comes out. It's really not rope, it's string. Comes out in little held together square shapes. Doing, 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 doing. And suddenly I'm standing there with fists full of spaghetti rope. And him straining, wanting that dark pleasure. And I'm running the cord through, and I'm running the cord through, and I'm running the cord through, and I swear it's 5 miles. It's 5 miles of it, and I don't know what to do, and it's tangled, and hey, I have a blindfold. If you're just starting to top, by the way, number 1 tip, blindfold is your friend. Put that fucking blindfold on him, and everything is hot. Now, at that point, I don't think he really cared what the fuck I did as long as I was doing it. So I'm like managing to put some rope on this way and that, and I'm like getting into like, I don't know, human macrame or something. But I'm like, okay. And then peanut gallery, my tops. Like watching a kid on training wheels. Oh, you're getting a baby top. And then I get to, bindy, and then I get to the wacky, and I'm kind of good at the wacky thing because a 7-foot-tall drag queen taught me how to do wacky. Okay? You should always learn how to wacky from a fabulous drag queen because they will show you how to be mean in style. Wacky. And I'm getting the groove of it, and it's kind of fun. My nostrils are flaring. I'm kind of getting all hot and bothered, and his cock is getting all huge, and the ropes look like shit. I don't really care, because he's got a blindfold on. And I'm like, wacky. And oh, yeah, and it's kind of a little tweaky, and a grabby. And yeah. And then he starts to... He starts cackling. He starts laughing. He's laughing. Meow. I thought I was doing good. And then, the peanut gallery and one of my evil sadist tops slowly comes down, comes up behind me, puts her arm on my shoulder and whispers in my ear. She must have seen the look of terror and insecurity and little baby dom fear. And she said, honey, he's high from what you did. You're doing good, girl. Doing good. I am? She goes back and sits down. I'm like, yay. And I think I uncuffed him, and I think I ended up on the floor in like a little, little kinkling fucking pile of mess. But you know what? Her just coming over and saying, honey, you're doing good. He's just high. I couldn't have learned that from a book. And it was that little, go get him, girl. Claim your own pleasure. It's all right. So a little tiny thing happened in a little tiny dungeon, in a little city to a little girl. And I'm kind of here now.
Midori!